Hiya. How you doing? Just have a little look at him. So you got him drinking, him or her?
It's a she.
It's a she.
Yeah.
So you got her drinking already. So was it you find her? It was you. Oh, you phoned last night.
Yeah.
Your ruin.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And you just find them by the roadside by themselves, and close to where you live, or?
Yeah. I was on my way to my talks.
Yeah.
So it was on that road.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't see a troop or anything nearby, no?
It was basically dark.
Yeah. It's in the. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you want to take the? It's very cute.
Are you keeping the bottle? Or?
No, you can take it.
Okay.
No. And we brought some
thank you.
milk as well.
Yeah.
If you
If you use that for other stuff, you can keep it.
We use soy formula.
We use
so
we have our own
okay.
special formula here we use, but
So thank you very much.
yeah. So how's they been sleeping? Okay. You just kept. How did you keep him at night or her at night?
He wakes up about 4 times
Okay.
at night, but
Yeah.
just to drink milk.
Okay.
But then early morning hours, 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, he starts to
Yeah.
fidget a lot.
Excuse me.
Play or something.
Have you been looking after her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's how we. Yeah. Generally, they wake up a few times in the middle of the night to get fed. Alright. Yeah. I'll just walk over to the cabin and I'll just get some information off you. So at this, no, the 6th orphan we've got. This cabin here's got the others. Alright, we'll leave you.
Look at the hiccups. You're so pretty.
Well, Mark is just trying to gather as much information as we possibly can. We like to record where the troops are, where the little one was found. It also helps us later on if we ever have to do a release or something of a wild monkey. So the more data we collect of troops around the area, where they came from, what time the people found the little one and things like that, just goes into a database, and then we use that information later on if we do have releasable animals that have to go nearby or to that area. It gives us some idea of when to find or how to find the troop. So this little one will just get to settle in a little bit. We're just waiting for Mark to come through, and then basically he'll do a medical checkup and we'll just see that everything's fine. It did look like everything was okay. Has got a few little bit of hiccuping, but nothing too serious at the moment. It was probably drinking its milk too fast, but looks very healthy and very friendly, and we're just going to see how it goes from there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realise the locked in there.
That's okay. That's fine. You don't need to go. It's okay. You're fine.
Problem with this door.
Oh, you're peeing. Lovely. That's the second time since I've got her.
Oh, that's a good
She
sign.
peed at the front, peed at the back.
Regular urination is what we're after.
So I checked her a little bit. She's... Like, nope.
So this is our new arrival. She was found by the roadside by herself. So there's no troop nearby, so we've no idea what happened to her mother or her troop. But as you can see, she is quite playful. So the person who handed her over has had her for a few days and has managed to get her drinking from a bottle. But she seems very relaxed and playful. But she's healthy, A little bit of dry skin, but nothing too major.
So here we have the new baby girl who just arrived today. She's about a month old. She already has teeth, and she came with a bit of itchy skin. She has some dry skin patches everywhere, and she's super itchy, so we're gonna give her a germicidal treatment shampoo to feel better, hopefully. Her name is Mara, and she's very sweet. She was found on the side of a road with no other monkey nearby. She just did a poo in the bath. That's how relaxed it is. It's so relaxing. So we're gonna just give her a nice bath. Hopefully it will get rid of the itchy patches of skin, and then we will put some calendula ointment on her skin to soothe the itchy part. She's so okay with that. Oh, you're okay, Baba. You're okay, Baba. It's okay, it's okay. Hold aside. She's mostly very itchy on her thighs, inner thighs and outside thighs. And she's been also itching a little bit on her head. Oh, you're being a good girl. I think she's enjoying it somewhat.
Well, she certainly looks and feels better after that nice little bath. It's always difficult sometimes with these little ones that come in because people wash them with all kinds of strange shampoos and stuff that don't really go very well with their skins, and they seem to have a lot of reactions to this type of stuff or get dry skin from it, from these kind of baths. So one has to be very careful what you wash them with, and things like that. Sometimes it is just better with normal plain water if you're just trying to clean them up from a little bit of a mess that they made, rather than using human shampoos and bath products and things like this, because it doesn't go really well on them. Well, just look how playful this little one is now. Seems to be really happy. I think the skin problem was a bit of the thing, probably being very itchy, but now you can see that cute little face and everything like this, all a little happy and jumping around, messing around with the milk and things like this. So it's nice sometimes just to see like a little thing that you do can make a big change in the way they feel and things like that, which is so nice. So we'll follow little Mara's story as she goes on, but yeah, she's the latest one to arrive, and so we're getting well and truly into the season. We're already introducing some of the monkeys to foster moms, which we'll be having a look at possibly in the next video or so. So just to check in to see some of our little ones at the moment that are still around in Neverland. jumping around and playing and getting used to each other. It's actually remarkable how quickly like these little guys are growing and developing, getting used to the feeding cage, which is very, very important. So the care team is working very well, getting these guys accustomed to drinking milk, finding the milk inside the feeding cages, which is very, very important for them. And of course they're slowly making friends with each other, which is also a very good sign. As they start discovering things, you can see their movements and that are getting a lot better. They're jumping around a lot more, interacting with each other a lot better, better coordination all around. So that's very, very important. But we still want them to be cute and small for the moms, because the moms like them at a smaller age. So it's like at 6 weeks age, from 6 weeks, if they're able to drink, we're able to introduce them to a mom, and hopefully things will start going better from there. But just see how well these guys are jumping around and how they've developed so far. So these are the real small ones at the moment. They've still got a little bit of a while to go before they move over to foster mums. As you can see, the little milk cage or feeding cage is nearby. So this is sort of brought in from a very, very early stage, so they, as I told you earlier, they can get accustomed to it and used to it. They're not afraid of it. It's very important that they can move in and out of the feeding cage without feeling restrained or anything like that, because that can set back the rehab system quite a bit if a little monkey gets caught in the cage and gets scared of it. So we've got to make sure they're very familiar with that little cage, getting in and out. It's very important for their feeding and things like that later on.
Here's Hugo. He came in a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 to 3 months now, with a pellet in his head. So he had many injuries. One of them was a broken hip. He was not quite there in the head. You can see he still walks a little bit funny. He doesn't really have the full functionality of his right arm, but he's looking very cute. He's certainly growing up. And yeah, he's at Global now, and we want to integrate him. So today will be our first integration session. Hello Hugo, he wants to play. So he's not super wild, but he's also not super humanized. He gets curious in people, but when he was in sick bay he was way worse. Now he's actually more scared of people. When we walk past, he will jump around like this. This is Dolly. She's the first one to come in, and Hugo is already very interested. She's been foster mom to Eamon, Terry and Minimax, so she's very good with babies.
So Dolly is a small old lady. She was integrated in the troop in 2012. She has a short fat tail with a kink at the end, so that's one way of recognizing her.
Dolly and Hugo. Here's Pascal. Hugo very much wants to play with him.
Well, some of you should recognize Pascal. He arrived in November the 22nd after his mom was stoned and eaten in front of him. You remember he was the one that was actually scratching his face and things like this from the trauma. And just look how he's changed and how much better he's doing now.
Hugo and Chicken.
Yep, she's called Chicken of all things. Goodness knows why.
He really wants to play with her. She's not so sure.
So Chicken is an orphan from 2014. She's very lean and lanky. She's aggressive and eyebrows a lot of people. She comes up to the fence quite a lot, and she's got white silhouettes above her eye.
And there's Terry. Terry and Totsie.
Both last year's little orphans, if you can remember. Little Terry was the one that came in from Mozambique, and little Totsie, the tiny angel, mum was killed in a motor vehicle accident and was kept as a pet for a little while. Pascal again, just look how they've matured and grown in such a short space of time. It's just over a year.
Hugo and Pascal. So far he's the only playmate.
Pascal and Hugo are getting on very, very well, and it looks like they're going to be good friends later on.
Pascal and Hugo.
Some of our avid followers remember little Martini, who arrived in 2019. Mum was hit by a car, and she was integrated with little G.
Hugo and Abby. She's quite good with him, they like to play.
So Abby arrived in 2019. She was found alone on a farm at about 12 to 14 weeks old. So you can actually see how well she's actually developed and what these little monkeys turn into. So having a lot of fun, behaving like little monkeys, and now they're helping others integrate into the enclosure with them.
Abby and Hugo. Tony and Hugo.
So Tony is also one of last year's little orphans. Was found alone on the side of the road, freezing cold and very close to death. His body did begin to crash multiple times, but he gradually gained his health, and he was integrated with foster mom RP and Pascal in early March. And just look how well he's actually doing now.
Brett just ran by and gave Hugo a fright. Tesha and Hugo.
Tesha arrived in 2018 at the age of 8 months old. She was found behind a fridge in a game lodge, and she had a bit of mobility issues.
Rani and Hugo. So Rani is the second highest ranking female in the troop, coming after Ayla, so this is really nice if she accepts some eating with her. Even though it is his food bowl and his intricate.
Rihani arrived in 2016. Mom was killed by a car.
Kofi and Keenan sharing food.
So Kofi is another orphan from 2016. We don't really have much info on her. She was dropped off at another sanctuary all that time ago and then brought through to the foundation.
And the tails are even entwined. Or not. Hugo and Eamon, while Megan is outside. She doesn't quite trust Hugo touching her child yet. So she's telling him off.
Eamon was found late January, all alone, very dehydrated, and he was integrated and looked after by Megan. Megan arrived in May 2018 when she was about 5 or 6 months old and was found clinging to her dead mother at a nearby mining site.
Kofi and Abby are very interested in Almond Eyes and her baby.
Almond Eyes, one of the bandits, has come over with her little newborn baby, just showing it off to the other monkeys. Well, we didn't get the opportunity to see Hugo going out, but this is later in the afternoon as the sun's going down. Hugo's out playing with the other monkeys.
So here we have Hugo, and who I believe is Minimax. Hugo is in the background, and it looks like it's the time of day that they hopefully are looking for a good place to sleep. Still a little warm, so it's still quite active, but as you can see in the background, it's starting to get a bit cloudy, getting a little bit more dark. So yeah, very successful day of integration. He's still struggling a little bit with his arm, but he's made a lot of new friends, he's played a lot, he's been told by the adults what not to do, and he seems to be quite happy.
So Hugo seems to be doing very well in the global troop, his new troop. I'm just going to go over to Jamie, who's been the integration staff leading the integration. So tell us about Hugo, what happened when he first went out, how many days has he been out for now, and that type of thing.
It's Friday now, and he went out on Wednesday lunchtime around, so yeah, 2.5 days. And he's doing so good. When he first went out, this was his cage, so he just went and went all the way over there, kind of went into the trees, so he likes being in the trees. He's in one right now, on the left there, very top. And yeah, he's just been loving life, I think. He loves to be out in the trees. He knows that this is where he belongs, and there was some non-friendly interactions as well in the beginning, especially with Red and Django. They like to chase him around, so they are the older juvenile boys in this troop. So they kind of wanted to show him his place, but now it's totally turned with Red anyways, and he just always comes and grooms him and hugs him. So they're good friends now. Django not so much, but he just leaves him alone. Terry is a little bit jealous sometimes, so when Hugo's playing with the ones that she likes, she will often come running and chase him away a little bit, but also nothing serious. And otherwise, yeah, he just plays, he climbs, he eats.
Good.
Seems very happy.
So all in all, you think he's doing very well. What was his story when he came in?
So he came in after he was shot with a pellet gun. He had 2 pellets, I believe, in his head, and a broken hip because that made him fall out of a tree. So he was quite critical. We had people with him all the time, around the clock, watching him, giving meds. But yeah, he started to... So he wasn't even really... He didn't really seem that conscious and everything, so it's quite amazing how he's doing now.
Well, it's quite hectic at the foundation at the moment with all the little ones coming in, and we're hard at work trying to get the intro cages sorted out so we can get these little ones to their moms as quickly as possible. It's not leaving me very much time to keep updates with the videos, so please bear with us. We're trying to go as fast as we can. Plus, with the festive season, don't know why Vervet's chose this as the best period of time to have youngsters. There's a lot more traffic on the road, a lot more movement and people going on holidays, and of course for us, places closing, making it difficult to find food and keep the sanctuary functioning. But we're doing our best. We've got a good group of volunteers. Nice, the volunteer numbers are growing slowly. Hopefully it will get better in the new year. We're still having trouble with our Home Affairs giving visas to our long-term volunteers, so we are missing 2 or 3 long-term volunteers who are supposed to be here helping us with little baby orphans. So that's put a little bit of pressure on the side. Fortunately, they are coming in at a pace that we can handle things, which is good. And we've already moved some over to their foster moms, which will be in the videos coming later. But of course, if you're watching this weekend on Saturday morning live, you'll be able to see, we'll be in one of the intro cages, in the skunky intro cage. Hopefully you can watch the babies and the moms and see how they're behaving. So please don't miss out on the live this weekend. Thanks everybody for watching this episode. Your support, continuous donations through PayPal, it's really helping us over this festive season. We will be working on some fundraising events, naturally, because we're going into our 30th year anniversary and there's a lot of work to do, so we've got a lot of stuff to catch up. But thank you everybody out there. Thanks for your support. Thanks for being members and encouraging members, watching the adverts and just being part of the family. It's really great. See you next time. Bye.